From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, February 13th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.89 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,226 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 1.9 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $992. Antiwar.com reports in early 2016, weekend protests were becoming commonplace in the Iraqi capital city of Baghdad, with supporters of Muqtada al-Sadr demanding major reforms and the installation of a new cabinet. Such protests were responded to with increased security, but no real reforms. After this, the Abadi government began appealing to the Sadr supporters to give him an unspecified amount of time to make reforms, citing the war against the Islamic State as requiring the bigger focus. This patience appears to have run out, however, as protesters returned over the weekend and were met with a violent crackdown. Having abandoned the idea of getting a reformed cabinet out of Abadi, the supporters of Sadr are now focusing on reforms to the Electoral Commission with an eye towards outcompeting Abadi's large Shiite state of law bloc with their own substantial Shiite bloc. Over the weekend, officials reported 2 policemen killed and 7 wounded. 5 protesters were also killed and at least 320 protesters wounded, many of them severely. Adding to the tension, several rockets were fired at the Green Zone after the protest. Sadr supporters denied involvement, but with tensions rising, more violence seems likely to follow. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. UPI reports the White House is considering and pursuing all options to impose a travel ban on nations after Donald Trump's executive order was halted in federal court, according to policy advisor Stephen Miller. Miller said on Fox News Sunday that the options are new executive orders and potential legal challenges, including an appeal of a circuit court decision to all judges on the court, an emergency stay at the Supreme Court, and a trial at the district level. Miller, the author of the executive order, said, "We are contemplating new and additional actions to ensure our immigration system is not a vehicle for terrorists." On Thursday, the Ninth Circuit Court unanimously voted against reinstating Trump's January 27th executive order to temporarily ban travel from 7 mostly Muslim nations. The court was acting on the government's appeal after the order was halted by a federal district judge on February 3rd. Miller said on NBC the ban was not intended to keep Muslims from entering the country, and the White House relied on an intelligence assessment. The executive order bars citizens of Iraq, Syria, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen from entering the United States for 90 days and all refugees for 120 days, and indefinitely halts refugees from Syria. He noted Steve Bannon, an assistant to the president, had no role in the rollout of the executive order. Initially, all travelers, including those with green cards from the 7 named countries, were detained at U.S. airports. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports evacuation orders for nearly 200,000 people living below the tallest dam in the United States remained in place early on Monday after residents were abruptly told to flee when the spillway appeared in danger of collapse. Authorities issued the evacuation order on Sunday, saying that a crumbling emergency spillway on Lake Oroville Dam in Northern California could give way and unleash floodwaters onto rural communities along the Feather River. The Butte County Sheriff said in a statement, "Immediate evacuation from the low levels of Oroville and areas downstream is ordered. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. This is not a drill." State authorities and engineers on Thursday began carefully releasing water from the Lake Oroville Dam some 65 miles north of Sacramento after noticing large chunks of concrete were missing from the spillway. The earth-filled dam is just upstream and east of Oroville, a city of more than 16,000 people. At 770 feet high, the structure is the tallest dam in the United States, beating out the famed Hoover Dam by more than 40 feet. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.